Ladies and gentlemen, this episode 18 on the Circle to Make podcast. Once again, your host, Devious When I See, alongside with the American hero of all heroes, Mike Lopez. And also we have the reputation killer, the social media killer, Josh Brett Horton. And we also have Mr. Karen Beater of all beaters, the Max Kellerman, Matthew Steamboat. As this week's episode 18, as we discuss Roman Reigns being a heel. Also, we discuss our thoughts about Payback. Also, the Iconics split up. And New Japan struggle, summer struggle of results, new champs. And also, we will discuss free agency. Brock Lesnar, AEW. Good question. Where should he go or should he stay? And also, we will discuss NXT, who won the championship. The vacated NXT championship, who won it? And also, we'll discuss AEW Dynamite and as well All Out pay-per-view card. So stay tuned. Episode 18 starting right now. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Circle to Make podcast, episode number 18. This is your host of Devious When I See, alongside with the reputation killer of all killers. He is a social media killer himself. Reputation killer Josh Horton, ladies and gentlemen. Also, we have the Cordonas of all the Cordonas, of the Steamboats of all Steamboats, the Max Kellerman of the Circle to Make podcast. We have Mr. Matthew Steamboat MGC. And also we also have the hero of all heroes. He is the real American. He is with the 12-inch pythons, 12-inch, ladies and gentlemen, and what you're gonna do when he runs wild on you. The great American hero, Mike Lopez. How are you?
Great to be here, man. Great to be here.
That's right. Oh man, what an exciteful episode today, because we were going back and forth, texting, messaging each other. What the fuck did we just saw this past weekend? Nothing that we finally got what we wanted, what the crowd, what the fans, what the viewers wanted. We finally get to see Roman Reigns joining forces with Paul Heyman and going to Payback and winning the Universal Championship, which I know, Mike, you're disappointed. I am too. I already know. I'm pretty sure you turn off your TV and you're like, the hell with this. I need a beer. Give me a beer.
No, I broke my TV after that.
Man, I don't know. I didn't think that. I thought that was a nice little touch right there. That's the cherry on top of the ice cream.
So there you go. So now I'm going to ask Mr. Hero, because I know he's one of the more upset than all of us. Well, I am upset too. But what were your thoughts about Payback and your thoughts about finally Roman Reigns turning heel?
No. Well, no and yes, actually, if I can say that. Yes to the whole heel situation. There was this segment in the back. I think it was on SmackDown, the SmackDown before Payback. Correct. There was a segment in the back. He said it in such a heel way of, the title I never lost, and he said it with such anger and like, he wanted revenge for that. And that kind of gave me hope for Payback. Now, I really don't think that he should have won it back at Payback. It just seemed, but then again, I guess that's part of being a heel. I don't want him to win, but yet he's winning and I want him to lose. And I guess he's doing a good job as a heel because of it. I'm a big Fiend fan now, and I'm glad that the Fiend did not get pinned on this match because, you have him win the title. And then the next week, it's somebody else's. Why take it off of Strowman in the first place? But anywho, as far as the pairing with Paul Heyman, it makes perfect sense. I feel you had him with Brock Lesnar, you had him with the monster heel, and now Roman Reigns, a guy that dominated for years and years on his own. Now he has the advocate of advocates on his corner, and there you go. Who's gonna stop this guy, right?
Exactly. It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler.
It's a spoiler.
Believe that.
Jeez.
Mr. Killer, your thoughts about it?
Man, we've been waiting on this heel turn for how long now? Since the Shield split up. Like over 5 years, and it's finally fucking here. I don't give a fuck how it happened. I'm just glad it fucking happened. Could they have done it a better way? Yeah, they could have waited till like the crowd was back with a better moment and everything. But I like the way they're doing with the fucking Thunderdome and everything. It feels almost like the crowd is back in a way, even though they're not there physically. They're there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, Roman Reigns heel turn. You put him with Paul Heyman. I feel like we're in an alternate universe right now. It's like
Yeah.
It's still unreal. It's still unreal to me, But yeah, definitely a good fucking move, and I want to see him add like a couple more. Speaking of them dream factions we've been talking about, I want to see a couple more guys added with this group right here. Make it a group, and let them take out everybody with Roman as a leader.
I agree. Wow,
As far as the Fiend losing the title quick, I mean, maybe they didn't know what they was gonna do with Roman until late after the Fiend already won the title. I don't know.
Right.
But either way, it was the right move. It's finally we get what we want.
Yep.
I'm ready to see what he can do.
Exactly.
I'm kind of glad this happened because it's like Roman Reigns isn't going to be stuck being compared to Lex Luger anymore. It's
What?
not going. We're going to avoid. We're going to get to avoid all that.
We never got John Cena. We never got John Cena to turn heel after he turned babyface. But we got Roman, so thank God for that. We got Hogan.
Where do you come?
We never got fucking Cena.
Where do you come with Lex Luger in this? Explain it to me.
Because it was they always.
Yeah, I want to hear that one too.
People always made that comparison when like that baby face that Vince was pushing for that people weren't that crazy about, But I think Roman was already on his way out of that, and it's really good that he did this heel turn so he could avoid that altogether. He's never going to.
Yeah, but I don't think Lex Luger, he never reached the heights of like Roman or Cena or Hogan or any of those.
Never.
Luger is not even the top 5.
This is
This is way different because I know what you're talking about. I know you're
comparing. Way different, way bigger situation.
Yeah, but you're comparing Luger of what happened during the time when he brought him in as him being the hero, the great American. Not you, Mike Lopez, because you're the originator now, right? You're the great American hero.
Luger doesn't even get to top 5 of that. So.
They played like an old patriotic song.
Man, that's crazy. They won't have anything to fucking do with him anymore, man.
No.
Like, WWE's done with him.
Yeah, they're done with him. So I mean, I know we're talking about comparing that, but it's not a comparison because what the difference is. This was more force, was Roman, because the fact is, for so long when he split up the Shield and then went on our own, he's been wanting to push him as a babyface forever and ever and ever and ever. But it was so obvious, and not only that, social media's around, and there's everybody's reportings are coming in from everywhere that Vince's next top dog was Roman. But the problem is that us as the fans did not accept that because he sucks in the mic. We've been saying that forever. He sucks in the mic. I'm not bashing his in-ring skills abilities. It's okay, but it's but still.
Promos are
ladies
horrible.
and gentlemen, I mean, he's got the fucking mouthpiece that is the king of all mouthpieces, Paul Heyman. Now,
one of the best.
And everybody already hates him. So I mean, Also, I was thinking, like, what if Brock Lesnar does re-sign with WWE and wants to be back with Paul Heyman? Then what?
No.
Or what if he just resigns?
I want to see him against John Jones. That's what I want to see. Lesnar go to UFC.
There you go.
That's what I want to see. Yes.
Well, yeah, you never know. Never say
But
never.
if he does
You heard it
resign,
first.
what if we see what if we see an alliance formed here between Roman and Brock if Brock does resign?
Kind of like the two-man power trip, with Triple H.
I mean,
and
they could add somebody
Stone
else to it
Cold.
too.
Stone Cold.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I think Brock will come back as a babyface. He's like, no, he's my bitch. Why you taking him away from me? But
It could be like that. You know what I'm saying? It could be like that. Brock Lesnar comes back as a babyface and feuds with Roman, or Paul Heyman could manage them both, and they could both be on different shows. But Paul just swap shows.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
You heard it here first.
From Repetition Killer.
If Heyman could manage Punk and Lesnar at the same time, he can manage Lesnar on Lesnar on Raw, Roman on SmackDown.
That makes sense.
Yep.
I like that. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first on Circle Debate. So moving on with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and move on also with, the other championship change that happened at Payback was we got new women's tag team champions. Now we have Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax defeating obviously Sasha Banks and Bayley for the NXT Women's the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. And now we're seeing the feud that we've been discussing in the archives. So make sure you subscribe to our channel to watch the archives. We've been discussing about previously seeing this potential Sasha Bayley for the SmackDown Championship. I'm saying it right now. I'm calling it right now. Survivor Series. Bayley versus Sasha Banks. It should be Survivor Series, if not, probably after Survivor Series. That's what it should be.
Oh, it's going down. It's going down.
It's going to go down. Sasha's going to go babyface, and Bayley's title ring, and there you go. Sasha finally gets the SmackDown Championship. So, besides that, so I'm going to ask you, Mr. Killer, what are your thoughts about this change, these new women's tag team champions? And where do you see the women's tag team division going with these two ladies being the tag team champions?
I mean, I can't stand either one of them, but it was great feeling to see them win because, I know they work hard and, hard work pays off. So I was glad to see them get the titles. I just want to see what this dynamic can do together. I mean, even though they're not good Nia's not good on the mic. We know Shayna is. Shayna's all right, But Nia, I mean, she just goes from different personality. 1 minute she's trying to act all tough. Then after she wins the tag team title, she treats it like she's won the fucking Super Bowl, or even better than when she won the women's title. So, I mean, it's I don't know. I just want to see where they go with it. I don't have a problem with them being a tag team, but I want to see where they go with it. But also, I don't want them to hold the tag team titles too long.
All right, Mr. Hero, your thoughts about it?
Doesn't work for me. No, and no, I'm sorry, but Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax teaming up, that seems so random. I don't know. It just I honestly, and I don't know if you noticed in Payback when Nia Jax came out, she was wearing a Tamina shirt, right?
Yes.
So I'm pretty
Yeah, I noticed that.
I'm pretty sure Nia wanted to win those tag team titles with Tamina and give her, a belt and whatnot. I'm pretty sure they're
That
friends.
might have been why she wore the shirt out there,
Yeah.
Hey, you're not here for me to win the titles with you, but you're in spirit with me.
That's
Yeah.
right. And but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just seems that a good amount of teams all throughout history of tag team champions have not gotten along. We've seen that many times. And it's one of those storylines that doesn't really, it's not at the top of my interest level,
Right.
but I'm along for the ride. Let's see what happens, right? I'm glad that the titles are away from Bayley and Sasha now. Now they can focus on their feud. Now they can, go ahead. Nothing's stopping them from going at each other and getting this match going,
Right.
Survivor Series seems so far away, especially in wrestling weeks. So we'll see if they're going to be able to keep this, that long, or if there's not going to be a match in between. And then the Survivor Series match is going to have much more stakes. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
you know, So we'll see what happens, and it's long overdue for this match to happen again. So let's see what happens.
Absolutely. Mr. Steamboat, your thoughts?
It's yeah, I'm gonna make another comparison. So it's like, but I'll agree with Mike said. It's like very like a random pairing. It's kind of like if you got Vader and Shamrock, kind of Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, you know.
Yeah, I'll take that.
But that's kind of adding like that's kind of like Team Hell No for a minute, like on Raw.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I wonder if like Vince McMahon kind of rolls the dice. Like, let's see who we can pair up together. Oh, that we got a winner. Like,
we got nothing to do with both of these two, so let's put them together. Yeah, that's what seemed like what happened.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it should have been honestly Tamina. They should have been winning it, Nia and Tamina, since the beginning. You know, when they were a tag team, they should have won this in the beginning, and they could have been a dominant, you know, for the women's tag team division, and it would have given more interest because we would have seen more women's tag team teaming up from NXT, from SmackDown and Raw roster teaming up to get to this tag belts.
And they go better together as a tag team
exactly.
Anyway. I mean,
yes,
they do. Family.
Yeah, because you got two big heavyweights. No pun intended.
Two big, strong Samoan women.
Exactly.
Why not put them together?
Exactly. I agree.
Matching. They're not related, are they?
Could put a manager. They could put a manager with them. Who the fuck knows? I mean, what's this shit?
I don't.
Bring old Robbie E up. Bring old Robbie E up. Put him with him.
But I mean, definitely. I mean, with Shayna is a singles competitor. It doesn't make any sense. She should be. If anything, it should have been the Four Horsewomen. Should have been if they got better. Not disrespecting their in-ring ability. I don't think it has to do with it. I believe it's more about their charisma, their mic skills. That has a problem with an issue, that
those other two suck.
They could be pushed exactly. They could have been for that women's tag team division, and Shayna could have been either the Raw or SmackDown the championship. That would have been interesting there more because you would have 3 former UFC fighters, holding the belts. Now that after Ronda left, but there's so many storylines we could write, which is call us. Don't forget to give us a call, Papa Vinny.
Pre-consultation.
Exactly. We give you
That's right.
Call me now, like Miss Cleo back in the days.
we'll have it hotter than it was in the Attitude Era.
Oh yeah, we'll make it hot. So all right. So moving on with that, let's go ahead and move on with Raw. Speaking of women's tag teams, obviously we saw the split up. We saw this coming as well because it was rooming your windows, and we did mention it. Don't forget the archives, ladies and gentlemen. We have mentioned it before. Now it finally happened. Now the split up between Billy Kay and Peyton Royce from the Iconics now splitting up. Now, obviously, the main reason is to give Peyton Royce a singles push in the singles division, giving her a run. Don't know what's going to happen to Billy Kay. So I will ask you, Mr. Killer, and let me ask you because I know that you're a big fan of the Iconics. Iconics. So I know you're a big fan of them.
I don't know about that.
I know. I just want to bust your balls. So what are your thoughts about the split? Was it a good decision, bad decision? Man. And where do you see if this going now they're going to be in the singles play?
I mean, I actually fell asleep at that part of where they said that match, if they lost, was going to be them breaking up. So so I missed that part. And then, right after the match, I found out, they got to break up. They're done. And then I see them crying, and it's like real emotion. Like I could tell it was real emotion. They was like crying because they knew they wasn't going to be teaming no more. It was over with. Mm-hmm. But to me, this is like a sink or swim situation for these two right here.
Right.
Because we know they're good together. They can play off each other. They got great charisma together. What can they do by themselves? Billy Kay, I don't think she could do much. I think she's going to sink. Peyton Royce, I mean, we're going to have to find out. We're going to have to find out. I think that she has a chance. She might can do it. But Mike's growing a chicken ass, so I don't know.
Mr. Steamboat, your thoughts about the split up?
No thoughts in particular.
Mr. Hero, your thoughts?
Other than the Riot Squad, I feel that they were the most tag team looking tag team in the women's division. You know, they matched. They were their chemistry between them was pretty good because you know they're really good friends. It was so out of the blue, so out of nowhere, storyline wise, that they just decided to, you know, have this stipulation of, you know, if you lose, you split up. Kind of doesn't really make sense, and you know, I feel that there could have been somewhat of a build up there, but you know, whatevs. In the end, I do feel that what happened. I don't know if you guys saw Raw Underground where. Billy Kay or Peyton Royce threw Billy Kay into the thing, and then she got beat up. That's kind of like a barbershop, Shawn Michaels and
Marty
Jannetty kind of situation there. You know, people are gonna probably look, depending on how successful Peyton Royce is. You know, they're gonna look back at this and they're gonna kind of compare this to that. You know, so. Do I think Peyton Royce has potential? Definitely, of course. She's pretty good in the ring and pretty entertaining on the microphone. She makes a good heel. Billy Kay, we'll see what happens to her. One of the things I did like is that they're not going to drag out a split up like how Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville did, you know,
right.
and have months and months of, you know, back and forth and Otis in there somewhere,
Oh yeah,
you know, and stuff like that. So, you know, in the end, I think it was, it's good. And I wish both of them luck.
definitely. Yeah, I'm. It's an unfortunate. I wouldn't have split them up in the first place. I don't know who the fuck's idea was it. I would have left it how it was. The chemistry goes well, especially with the tag team division and with the women's tag division. And
they're like the only like established tag team like they had.
Exactly. I mean, shit. Why split them up? You could do the same thing how you're doing with Bayley and Sasha. They're the same. Okay, go compete singles. You know, try to win your titles. You know, but still be there as accompanied by them. You know, you could do that. Why not? It's just rebranding them as individuals is very iffy 50-50 chance because you're rolling, you know, you're playing with roulette right there. It might work and it might not work. So it's going to be very interesting where each individual's how they're going to be rebranding themselves. And not only that, but where they're going to land. Now with the upcoming draft coming up, where they're going to land to. So that's
they're going to have to find different gimmicks too now, ain't they?
Exactly.
I mean, they both can't have the same thing.
Exactly. So this rebranding themselves. So it's going to be a different gimmick. And that's the major part right there is how they're going to rebrand themselves and what type of gimmick they're going to have and where they're going to land to too. So that's a lot of cues right there. You know, we'll wish them both for the best and hopefully, you know, they both as singles competitors, you know, be mid-card at least or get a title shot for once, you know, with a singles title shot. But we'll wait and see. But, you know, we'll wait and see. We'll see what happens. But it shouldn't have ever happened in the first place. They should have just been kept as a tag team. They should have been the champs. They could have gone to NXT defending it or NXT UK or, you know, how they were doing it. I don't see Shayna and Nia doing that at all. I just don't see it. But, you know, but remember, call us, consultation. We can help you how to write fucking stories. And remember, we are fans, okay? Okay, we're not your Hollywood fucking script writers. No, we're real motherfucking wrestling fans.
With like at least over 20. Oh, I think all of us got over 20 years of experience as a fan. So I mean,
yes,
exactly.
That's over 80 years combined.
80 years,
right?
a whole lifetime of
a whole lifetime. Most definitely. The only other topic as well, just wanted to get a little refresh. Just want to get your thoughts. Where do you see in regards for Aleister Black being heel? Obviously, we're going to see his first feud with Kevin Owens. So we'll see how the outcome goes with that. So now my question is to you, Mr. Hero. Where do you see this heel Aleister Black, you know, going? And you think does it fit him for him being a heel, you know, or he should have been like a straight babyface?
I don't see him as a babyface. He's more of a heel to me. I don't know why I get kind of like Undertaker vibes here. You know, I wish he would dress up a little bit more darker. or maybe even his ring gear be a little bit more Undertaker inspired, maybe, who knows. But yeah, I mean, he has pretty an awesome theme song, an awesome entrance. He can wrestle. He's got everything going for him. I just feel like they gotta kind of let him be a little bit more creative with it. I don't know. It just seems his career in the main roster so far has been kind of bland to me. So I don't know. I hope that this heel turn is what is needed for him to pop out more. Yeah, I mean, get rid of this eye thing, please. He's not.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. We know he can see fine. Come on,
I know, man. It's like, what do they do? Like, look it up and see how long it takes for somebody's eye to get healed after it gets pulled out or some shit. We're supposed
2
to
to
be
3
waiting
months.
that time period? Yeah. I
He
guess
grew
we're supposed to be
another
waiting.
eye. He's like a lizard; it just keeps growing.
I mean, he's the man of mystery. Why can't he just mysteriously have his eye come back?
Right, exactly.
It's a ping pong ball now.
So, your thoughts, Mr. Killer, about that?
Oh man, I'll be honest, man. I didn't even know Aleister Black was turning heel. I must have fell asleep on that part too. But the thought of him turning heel, I feel like it's needed. Actually, I feel like him being a babyface it wasn't working. It wasn't working at all. I mean, needs to be a dark character. This needs to be a motherfucker that goes out there and causes havoc, destruction, mayhem, and makes everybody pay the fucking piper. You know what I mean? Just like Roddy Piper did. I think that he's got to be like dark, like The Undertaker, but also he's got to be his own self. He can't be a carbon copy. He's got to be fresh, new, a new type of evil, you know what I mean, that we've never seen in the WWE before, and I think he's going to bring that. That new face of fear Bray Wyatt was talking about, the Fiend, he's got that. I think we see Aleister Black bring a little bit more to the table.
Right. Mr.
Maybe
Steamboat.
even more than the Fiend.
Oh, I like that. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Here first. Mr. Steamboat, your thoughts about Aleister Black?
The tattoos, the heavy metal look. Yeah, I mean, I always thought you looked really cool. I mean, I don't have too much to say about that. Tip the hat. but yeah, always be your own person if you got the chance. It's like what The Rock said: be the first you. Don't try to be the next.
Undertaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with Aleister as a heel, I'll take it. I'll accept it. Obviously, him being himself, yes, but his gimmick could be dark, evil, like the Undertaker style. Obviously, what's in his own style, but his mic skills, though, he kind of just a teeny little bit. If he could tweak it to a little bit, it could be a little mixture with kind of Raven. Raven was quotes. If you kind of mix that in with him, I think he will get a better reaction. But in his own style, his quoting his own style of like evil, like kind of like almost close to Karrion Kross, but I'm not gonna compare that. But you know what I mean. It's just like it could be that way for Aleister, and for him to be a heel, I'm looking forward to see upcoming matches. Let's say with Drew McIntyre. I want to see him and Drew McIntyre. That'll be interesting to see. I wouldn't mind seeing that, and other great matches as well. As was him and Ricochet. I wouldn't mind seeing him and Ricochet. That'll be another interesting match to see. And hopefully, for God's sakes, let these guys fucking wrestle. Let them do what they need to do. I get it. It's sports entertainment, but still, that's our sports entertainment. It's fucking pro wrestling. So,
Yes, absolutely.
There you go. So, now moving on with that, let's go ahead and move on with what happened this past Saturday with New Japan Summer Struggle. Oh, man, what an amazing pay-per-view. I did enjoy the stadium, the baseball stadium outside. The fans were in a great fan and a crowd of attendance, even some close to the ring, not too close, but, they all I like how the setup was done very, very well. And obviously certain areas were, separated, and they followed the procedures of COVID-19, and they pulled it off. I enjoyed it very much. Obviously, the main thing I want to bring up is out of the whole card, So we're talking three title changes. Three out of 4. So 3 title changes. So we have a new never open weight champion, which is Minoru Suzuki, defeating Shingo Takagi, which that was one of my favorite matches. It was a hard blow brawl for all match. It was a great match. I enjoyed it very much, extremely. And also we had Kazuya Ishimori, the Bone Soldier, regaining the Junior World Heavyweight Championship against Hiromu Takahashi. And defeating him. That was another great match. I love the back and forth. I love how he was focusing on his shoulder. Great fucking outcome of the match. And obviously, my man getting his IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championship back. That's right, Tetsuya Naito defeating Evo, getting the titles back. And I love the ending, how, landing, sitting in the ring, laying on the ring, putting his hand up, raising his fist up, and next thing you know, the fireworks right behind him. Amazing. Great fucking ending, how to end a pay-per-view. So, Mr. Steamboat, what were your thoughts about the whole event? What did you enjoy the most of it?
So for both Ishimori and Suzuki, we get to see the titles change hands from like New Japan guys over to Pro Wrestling Noah guys. Because Taiji Ishimori, he made quite a name for himself back in Pro Wrestling Noah, if you saw him back in those days. And he was a, softer face, long hair, very like, not baby face in terms of good guy, but I mean baby face in terms of like soft, baby face,
Right.
Back then, younger, when he was a fresh face back in those days, doing backflips and all that. So he has a long history. He is a very amazing performer. So, seeing that light heavyweight title changed him was pretty cool. Minoru Suzuki, I gotta say, this is the late summer, early fall of Gotch drivers. We're gonna see a lot of Gotch drivers in the coming days. We're gonna talk about AEW later on, but I predict we're gonna see some Gotch drivers.
Oh, Definitely.
See a lot of them. And Minoru Suzuki, of course, a former Pro Wrestling Noah champion, GHC champion. Now he's the never open weight champion. We get to see that title, elevated even more than it already is.
Right.
That really is now the secondary title in New Japan, seeing now that the Intercontinental's united with the heavyweight and the US titles just stuck in the USA. Mm-hmm. So, and then of course that Naito getting that title back. Naito's now a 3-time heavyweight champion, and he's now held the Intercontinental Championship a record of 6 times, more than anybody else in New Japan now. So he goes down in the history books. He's now solidified in there, and hold it like, another championship reign under his belt that we're happy to see him hold again. So we have to see where this is going to lead to feud-wise, maybe rematch with Kota Ibushi. Ospreay might sneak in through, somehow might find a way back to Japan. So, we'll see where it goes.
But let me ask you this. What are your thoughts of why so soon of taking the belt from Evil? You think he wasn't really selling to the crowd? Or you think he wasn't getting enough, attention? Because, it wasn't expected. Nobody expected Evil to win, first of all, the heavyweight championship. That was unexpected. Honestly, I expected Sonata to be the one. It should have been Sonata the one going for the main championship. I think it's about his time for him as a singles competitor to actually finally get a championship belt. Sonata has always been the backbone of LIJ. How come he doesn't get a shot for it? I think Sonata should be the next one in line. And it'll be a great match between him and Naito for the first. I mean, if I'm correct, if I'm wrong, maybe it's the first time they'll face each other. Maybe they had before. I'm not quite sure. I need to go back to the history books. But your thoughts of Evil taking, being taken away the belt so quick? You think it was a great move or bad?
It's actually a I saw this explanation. This is actually matching Naito's first title reign, because the way Naito's first title reign went is that he introduced, it was introduction of new members of his faction. He had the DQ, the interference in the match with Okada, and he only had one defense, and that was against Ishii. What's his name again? From Chaos, the pit bull.
Oh, Ishii.
Yeah, Tomohiro Ishii, and that was
Ishii. Yeah.
He only had one defense, and then he lost it to Okada, because he got it out of Invasion Attack and then lost it to Okada. like soon after. So this was like almost mirroring that event. It's Naito in Okada shoes and Evil in Naito shoes in a way, because there was that one defense and then that person coming in. It was a mirror of those years ago. They say history doesn't repeat itself, it rhymes.
Right. No, yeah. No, I get
That's the saying for that. And as for Sonata, I think he might be moved down the line, because what I'm thinking is, we're gonna see a very different Sonata than we've seen before. Ibushi, Sonata, Naito, those three are going to be in this conversation. Who knows what we might see at Wrestle Kingdom? Who knows what we might see at the G1?
Exactly.
So that's the wild card. But I mean, three-way dance. I mean, the triple threat for the championship at Wrestle Kingdom.
That'll be the first time ever that ever happened at Wrestle Kingdom, a triple threat match, because it never happened before.
Yeah.
Never. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that. So don't forget, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Keep an eye more on New Japan World. The G1 is coming up very soon. We're looking forward to that. Just to give our viewers a reminder, people who are brand new to New Japan, the G1 is basically like a Royal Rumble, but it's a tournament. It's 32-man tournament. Am I correct? Or is it?
Yeah, it's like King of the Ring.
Yeah,
and it's a round robin. So even if you lose one match, it doesn't mean you're out. So it just keeps going. It's like it depends on how many matches you win and lose.
Yeah, it's kind of like the World Cup in a way. And how you have it in groups, but they go based on your wins, draws, and losses.
It is brutal.
It's brutal. It's almost it's a
day after day,
day after day.
Like one day after another. It's like if you're a wrestler and you want to see how tough you are, you're wrestling almost every day of the week in the G1.
So Mr. Mike Lopez, stay tuned to watch that, because once the G1 climax, you're going to enjoy it. I know it's a lot of wrestling, but you're going to enjoy it because there's a lot of great matches.
Enjoy it. I want to be in it.
There we go.
New Japan. What you going to do?
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it.
It's funny that you say. Guess who the first G1 climax winner is?
Oh,
Hulk Hogan.
Okay. We need another great American.
He's the first ever G1 winner.
Yes, first one ever. Wow. So, all right. So moving on with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and move on with pro wrestling news now. I want to go ahead and move on. Obviously, we did mention earlier about Brock Lesnar being a free agent. Obviously, it took away his merchandise and, took out everything down. I mean, rumor in your window was going around, which we're just only here to give our opinions once again, ladies and gentlemen. We're not Brian Alvarez, Dave Meltzer, or Wade Keller. No, fuck all of those motherfuckers. That's all I got to say about that. But we're just, giving our opinions, but as a fan perspective. So there was rumor in your window about Lesnar possibly going to AEW. Maybe going to AEW. Obviously, Brody Lee was the first one to comment. And the money was rumored with $10 million. It's what I heard, $10 million. But I don't think Khan has the money, but why do it? It doesn't make any sense for him to go at all. This is my opinion about it. But, Brody Lee threw up his first comment. I'm like, he doesn't fit. He won't fit. Because there's already a lot of big men in the company. And if he thinks he's going to just jump right in line in the front line. No, you have to go through what we all went through. So I'll welcome him if he wants to come to AEW. So bold statement from Brody Lee, stating that. So Mr. Hero, want to give your thoughts. You think does he stay, or does you see him in AEW? Where do you see Lesnar going? Or I know you said it earlier, but I think that might happen. But go ahead, explain. Give the audience what they want. Tell them why you want Brock Lesnar in the UFC.
Lesnar has to go back. There's this gentleman by the name of John Jones who is not even arguably, he is the greatest of all time. He wants Brock Lesnar, and they've been wanting to fight each other for years, actually. So it would be interesting because, it would be Brock's first match back. It would be John Jones's first match at heavyweight. It's money. You might as well just print money from that because people are going to buy it. Or, you got the WWE fans, you got the MMA fans. It's just, it makes sense. Dana White already said that he wants to make that match, but as long as both of them, agree to it. and Lesnar has to re-enter the USADA drug pool to make sure that he's not on roids or anything like that, right? So as far as AEW, no, I don't think so. I mean, why go to a new employer? I feel like Brock is a smart guy, and either he's waiting to see, for people to kind of speculate on what's going to happen, and then announce, oh well, I'm still in WWE. But I don't know. I feel like kind of the aura of invincibility has kind of fallen a little bit, especially with this loss at WrestleMania, with McIntyre, and the year before that, I believe it was with Rollins, right? So yeah, the aura of invincibility is not there as much as it used to be. So what do? You go back into the octagon, you get that aura right back by beating the greatest MMA fighter of all time, and you go back to WWE, and honestly, if he goes to UFC, he's gonna make millions of dollars just on one night, And he's always said that he's been a competitor at heart. He loves to fight and all that good stuff. So, and he was good at it. He got to be a champion. So, hey, I would say give him a shot. And but no, AEW, I don't think that's a possibility, realistically.
All right. Mr. Killer, your thoughts?
We are talking about the beast incarnate right here. We're talking about a man that is a license to print money. He is one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid professional wrestlers ever, other than The Rock. I mean, if you think about it, wrestling wise, he hasn't went to Hollywood or anything. In the business of wrestling, he's probably the highest paid of all time. And this guy is a fucking draw. He is the fucking man. And I don't see, it's really hard to see Brock Lesnar go anywhere else, but that's because we haven't seen him go to another wrestling organization besides New Japan, and he done that. And if you think about it, if he done that, Brock goes where the money's at. Brock doesn't give a damn about the business like everybody else does, like the rest of the wrestlers do. He likes it, it's a job to him. It's a job to him. And he's going to go where the money's at. He can love it a little bit, but at the same time, it's all about the money to Brock. And another thing, he was in WWE and he got to fight, what was that guy's name? Mike Hunt in the UFC?
Mark.
So,
Mark
I mean, Mark Hunt, he could do both. He could do both. He is a smart businessman. This motherfucker can work out a situation where he can go to AEW, have limited dates, and he can fight in the UFC. This motherfucker is money. And as far as Brody Lee goes, he's either shooting and being a dumbass, or he's preparing, because, hey, if Brock Lesnar does come, I want to wrestle him when he gets to AEW. Because Brock Lesnar, you think about it, if Brock Lesnar goes to AEW, that's the equivalent of a John Cena or an Undertaker showing up on that show. That is a big fucking name, hate him or love him. That is a big fucking get. And like I said, he's going to go where the money's at. And he might just end up in AEW and fucking UFC with a limited schedule. He can do whatever he wants. I mean, he's in the position still. He didn't lose any momentum from losing any wrestling matches, in my opinion. He's still a badass motherfucker, and we know he can fight. So, I mean, Daniel Cormier, you want to come out of retirement? Come get you some, too. And you, too, John Jones, because I don't give a damn. Brock Lesnar will whoop your asses, too.
There
He
you
will
go.
whoop both of your asses at the same damn time.
There you go. I love that bold statement right there.
Oh, and here's another spoiler. If he does go to AEW, you're looking at the future AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Brock Lesnar.
Not a prediction at all.
Not at all. It's a spoiler.
Damn right.
Mr. Steamboat,
he can do both. He can do both.
You're very true. You're absolutely right. I think Khan will allow him to do it. Mr. Steamboat, go ahead. What are your thoughts?
I gotta say, I do agree. He's a huge name and a big draw, and all the above. But like, I think about what he did in New Japan, and that 3-minute squash match with Nakamura, and I'm like, ugh, I'm kind of cringing at him, I personally say, please go anywhere but AEW, Rock, please, because you know I don't want to see him just kind of like do 3-minute squash matches with all the top guys, get the title, and then only show up half the schedule and then drain all the money. You know, let's ask for like a huge
he can put on a good match when he wants to, though. Like,
yeah,
he's had great matches with like Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles. The list goes on and on.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it depends.
And I'm just hoping he doesn't decide to go the other route. You know, is what I'm hoping for. Like, if he does, then please learn from the past and don't do, you know, what you did with New Japan again, and like, you know, that 3-minute match with Nakamura.
I feel like that really comes down to Tony Khan and management.
Yeah.
There, are they gonna allow that to happen? You know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's absolutely true.
I mean, he's Brock Lesnar, man. You got the $10 million. Is Vince McMahon going to top it? I don't know. I think we'll have to find out on that one.
McMahon is able to go ahead and top it, but he'll stretch it out, and he'll give him less dates as he's always had.
There's also another thing, like, you know, you think like Brock has a lot of respect for Vince, like, since you know, all they've been through together.
They love each other.
You know.
I'm pretty sure they love each other.
Yeah, it's like your common Stone Cold, Rock. Even with I can mention CM Punk on this one. It's like a love-hate relationship, you know.
We're gonna find out for a fact, though, in this situation. Does Brock Lesnar love money more or respect more? That's what we're gonna find out.
I think it's a little bit of both, but it's more in reality money, because I think he already proved himself enough. I don't think he gives a shit. How you said earlier, he doesn't give a shit about the business, it's only about the money. Because I mean, every year, every WrestleMania, he main events and he fucking loses because he puts people over, and it's so predictable. That's the problem, that Vince needs to fucking step down and stop, and needs to get away from that, because Brock Lesnar is he's a spoiler. That's why they say that, because it's true. It's so fucking true. So
also, you got to think about when he goes to AEW, like, who's built up enough to be believable to beat him? And if they do beat him, will it bring his stock down?
No, like how Mike said, it'll bring his pride down. But that's why he's better off to go to UFC to regain it back, to get that, you know, that pride, the momentum, and, you know, compete back in the mixed martial arts world. And obviously what's going on after Cormier, after losing, you know, after retiring, and now John Jones dropping the light heavyweight, and now moving to heavyweight, it sparked everybody's eyes out. Like, okay, this is the opportunity to Lesnar to finally, you know, go back to the heavyweight division and fight John Jones. John Jones should not be the heavyweight champion right away. He should be having a couple fights in the heavyweight division, because there's a lot of great fighters in the heavyweight division before you even get to, you know, to Stiopic. That's just my opinion about it, and the same goes for Lesnar. If he goes back, you got to start from the bottom. Just because you're a star, tough shit, you got to start everybody where, you know.
I tell you one thing. This fucks up our at least my Brock Lesnar Bobby Lashley fucking wrestling match. God damn it.
Mm-hmm. We never got that either. We never got the Bobby Lashley.
It's like Sting and Taker, man. It's like Sting and Taker. We wait for a long time for them to get under the same roof, and then when they do, they don't fucking make it happen.
They don't fucker. Yeah, exactly. Vince so sleeping on the ball, man. Somebody call him.
I was thinking like Vince, he could fucking make, you know how they did Brawl for All and all this shit. He could fucking put an octagon somewhere and like have this fight happen and have it be a real fight and have him do it. Could he?
Gosh, I got the best analogy for you. It's like cooking your favorite meal and not serving it to you at all.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
I'm gonna keep this Lashley and Lesnar thing alive for a little bit right now, because I've heard also rumors that Bellator is interested in Lesnar, and they want to put him against Fedor Emelianenko, which is something that people have wanted for years.
That's another one, yeah.
You know,
same.
If he goes to Bellator, Lashley already has a relationship with Bellator, and I don't know if he's still under contract or has fights in the contract or whatever. I'm just gonna say yes because I want it to happen.
Interesting.
And so, you know, that possibility keeps the door open. At least that's what I like to tell myself.
I think that's one of the reasons that Lashley came back, was to have a match with Lesnar, because every time I see somebody on the internet when they was talking about him coming back, it was Bobby Lashley Lesnar. Lashley Lesnar, and I seen a bunch of tweets from him saying he wants it to happen. So I mean, like, I think he definitely wants that fucking matchup.
And don't forget him if he does go to Bellator. If Lashley goes, you forgot Hager. Hager is signed with Bellator.
Ooh. Is he a heavyweight?
He's a heavyweight. Jake Hager, a heavyweight. That would be another interesting.
Oh, Brock Lesnar versus Hager?
That would be
Lesnar would win, though.
Yeah,
I think Lesnar.
Beat the fuck out of him.
I mean, of course, but it would be interesting to see, though, because now it'll put Jake Hager to the test. Like, okay, here you go. Now you got a real heavyweight. Like this, instead of the rest of the fighters he fought.
Jake Hager wouldn't have a phoner after that one. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, definitely. So moving on with that, let's go ahead and move on. Obviously, everybody heard it. The jabroni is on the dictionary now. Jabroni made it officially to the dictionary. Obviously, the originator is Iron Sheik. You fucking jabroni. You brought jabroni, motherfucker. We all know that Iron Sheik came up with it first.
I seen
But
on
The Rock
Twitter,
made it,
like, where Stone Cold, where he's climbing the ladder in ECW with the long blonde hair, that he first said it.
Iron Sheik was the first one back in the 80s.
I believe it was him too. I believe it was him too.
But The Rock, The Rock made it. Dwayne Johnson made it popular, and so the popularity in the Attitude Era and throughout the whole decades in the WWE, now it officially became in the dictionary. So jabroni's a noun, by the way. It's slang of stupid, foolish.
That's what it means.
Yeah,
in the dictionary.
In the dictionary, contemplative person. Loser. You're a loser. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So that's now in the dictionary. So that's great to hear. That
Does it say like who started the term?
They haven't
mentioned The Rock.
They mentioned The Rock on it. So The Rock is, but because he made it more popular. But we know that Iron Sheik came up with it first.
Yeah, shout out to Iron Sheik, man. Sheiky baby, we love you.
Sheiky baby, he's still alive.
Sheik is always positive.
Sheiky's always
that
positive.
Motherfucker.
Like, Sheik, you tested positive for this drug. Sheik is always positive. I am always positive.
To quote Iron Sheik, go fuck yourself.
There you
jabroni.
Go. That jabroni, you fucking jabroni. All right. So let's go ahead and move on with that. So now also the great news of Ring of Honor is actually, so we mentioned prior that we're going to come back. So now we see Ring of Honor now starting a tournament for the Pure Championships. That hasn't been the last time. It was vacated like almost a decade ago. So now they're bringing it back.
Damn.
And is going to be airing starting this Monday on YouTube. Every week they're going to announce the brackets for the tournament. I do not know the details of how many people are going to compete in the tournament for the Pure title, but it's interesting how they are doing it because they're basing it off. It's every week, every Monday on their YouTube channel on Ring of Honor. They have 3 judges, and the first rounds are 15-minute matches. So that's all we know. If it's a time limit draw, then the judges will go ahead and 3 judges will base it upon who's going to move on to the next, to the next round. So that's very interesting.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that they're putting judges in wrestling? That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah.
Huh. So, but wait a minute. Is there still going to be like pinfall submissions?
Yes. It's your original concept of a regular professional wrestling match. But obviously, once the time limit draws, once it's over, if you went over the time limit, then they have to go based on the judge's scorecard for the final decisions to go ahead and actually move forward with that. This is why I love Ring of Honor, because Ring of Honor it's the Ring of Honor code. Obviously that's still going to be existing. That's the original model.
Now, who was the last Pure champion? Was it Nigel McGuinness or was it Daniel Bryan?
I do not remember who was the last one. I don't know if it was Xavier, the one who passed away recently. But I do not recall.
I think it was Nigel McGuinness, and like he merged the titles. That's what I thought. I can remember, but I'm not 100% accurate on that for sure.
But last was Bryan Danielson, according to this.
Okay, yeah, I knew it was Daniel Bryan or Nigel McGuinness. I knew it was one of them.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm glad, and this is, and like you said, it's a great idea to have 3 judges. Very interesting to see how they're gonna, the outcome. Obviously, we know it's self prediction, but when it comes to a time limit draw, you gotta, everybody's gonna be basing it upon the performance and obviously the damage that you've caused to your opponent. So I'm looking forward to seeing that starting this Monday So
I'm so intrigued by this idea of judges in pro wrestling. Like, is this something that they're known for,
this
or
is the
have they
first.
done this before?
What I recall, this is the first time they're doing it for this tournament.
Yeah.
So this is the first time I'm seeing this. So I'm like you. I'm kind of new to it, so I'm looking forward to seeing this Monday on YouTube. So I'm looking to see it, and if
So this is gonna be on YouTube Monday, right?
every Monday, and it's gonna last. The tournament is about to go, I believe, for the next 8 weeks. It will have 8 weeks of tournament. So the first rounds are 15 minutes. The block semis are 20 minutes. The block finals is 30 minutes, and then the tournament finals 1 hour. So they're gonna go based on on judge decision. So we're looking forward to see that and who will become the new ROH Pure Champion. So stay tuned for that. Start following our Ring of Honor on your YouTube channel. Also, I wanted to mention another thing right quick is, Eric Young becoming the Impact Champion now. So that's, kudos to him, Eric Young, regaining, I believe, the second time winning the Impact Champion.
Being Eddie Edwards.
Yeah, he defeated Eddie Edwards, obviously. That was unexpected. I thought Eddie was going to have it more. But then, obviously, Eric Young becoming an Impact Champion once again. A lot of people were skeptics, were stating that Vince dropped the ball on him, why he didn't give him an opportunity, in WWE. But it makes sense for Eric Young. He's an Impact guy, and he's able to push that establishment where it is. So congratulations, Eric, for being the heavyweight champion. So right quick, I'll ask your thoughts. So, Mr. Hero, you think WWE did drop the ball on Eric Young? Or you didn't see any potential run in WWE for Eric Young while he was there?
They've dropped the ball on a lot of people. And I do think that, because I remember watching Sanity in NXT, and I saw some potential there, they did not give them time to develop, to do something. They could have done kind of like a retribution sort of thing,
Mm-hmm.
to bring them up. As far as him winning the Impact title, that's cool, You show what you can do, go with the people that believe in you, and I think that's where he's at. They're giving him the ball, and now he has to run with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So show them. If I were to talk to them, show them what they missed out on, and do your best. So
there you go, Mr. Killer. Your thoughts?
I mean, it's a homecoming, man. He's back home where he belongs. Definitely WWE dropped the ball on him. I don't think he could have been a main eventer in WWE. I just don't see Eric Young as a main eventer. I just don't. I see him as a mid-card comedy act at the best. I can't stand his fucking voice. But the guy's talented. The guy knows what he's doing and everything. But, they could have, I think they gave it to him. They threw him the bone. They're like, hey, man, you deserve it, man. You're back home. But he didn't really have a choice, he could have went somewhere else, but he would have rather stayed in WWE probably. I don't know. But either way, he got ruined for me when he was Knockouts Tag Team Champion. That's when he was ruined for me.
Yeah, no, I know it.
but
oh my
like
God.
I said, I haven't watched a lot of Impact lately. I'm gonna have to catch up on it. So I don't know what's going on with EC3 and all them. I feel like EC3 should be the champion.
Yeah. Well, I will speak about basically
because he's the main one they dropped the ball with.
Yep, I'm with you that 100%. Mr. Steamboat, your thoughts?
Yeah, see, Eddie Edwards was a really good champion, and fun fact: Eddie Edwards is the only Gaijin to hold the Pro Wrestling Noah GHC Heavyweight Championship. The only non-Japanese person to ever hold that title. And, Minoru Suzuki's held that title, and of course, like Kenta and all these great people, And then I think about like Eric Young, and in the TNA video game, like when you first start doing tag team matches, the guy they pair you with is Eric Young with the blonde hair, and he's like really small and like super shy. It's like, are we gonna win? Are we gonna be okay? I don't want to get hurt. That's like,
hey man, he's like a joke. He's like the mid-card comedy act. Like when he was in the Team Canada, I couldn't even take him serious there.
Mm-hmm.
Now I was thinking the other day, man, Sanity could have went far in WWE with that name. If they would have let Orton lead a group called Sanity with some different looking members that were badass looking, it could have worked.
Oh, it was Orton. Okay, all right.
Yeah. I mean, he's the one hearing the voices in his head, you know. Hell with it.
Very true. Very true. All right, so yeah, stay tuned with Impact, ladies and gentlemen. Just keep watching that. Obviously, every Tuesday. Obviously, right now, what's going on in Impact? We see EC3 going for Moose's TNA World Heavyweight Championship. We do see Sami Callihan feuding with RVD, which I did see that. It was great. Okay match. It was a good match. And obviously, we see a reunion with Heath Slater with Rhino already as well. A lot more, intriguing occurring on Impact. So stay tuned. Speaking of, they're on Tuesdays. NXT is now being considered to be moving to Tuesdays. Now, there's a potential discussion with USA Network and Papa Vinny stating that they should move NXT to NXT to Tuesdays moving forward and not competing with AEW. And so I guess we might not see no more Wednesday Night Wars. The main reason why they're having it right now as Tuesdays as we speak is because the NHL playoffs and the NBA playoffs are occurring right now as we speak. And USA, they normally run the NHL. TNT runs the NBA. So right now, because the ratings have been going up for the last 2 weeks, actually this week, have been going up, that in the viewership ratings are going great compared to Wednesdays. So, but then again, I can't really, and with all due respect to Impact, they're not a competition on Tuesdays against NXT. I hate to say that. They're not. But it's true. They're not a competitor. They're no competitor with NXT at all, because we see the product what they have, and not only that, Impact's on Twitch for free, and on Access TV as well. Obviously, Twitch is when you have to be subscribed to it, and then not really free, almost kind of free. So, you think this is a great move, Mr. Hero, for NXT to move to Tuesdays, or should they continue the Wednesday Night Wars? What are your thoughts? Where do you think they should stay?
I find this very interesting. Is it safe to declare AEW as the winner of the Wednesday Night War? Is that a fair statement? The thing here is, and honestly, I feel that this could help Impact, because from what I heard, Impact said some fighting words on social media or on the show. I'm not sure, but here we are. We're talking about Impact. They are, in the picture, or they're in the conversation. And during the Wednesday Night Wars, the conversation was exclusively about NXT versus AEW. Now they have a chance to declare war and have this Tuesday Night War be about them. They gotta capitalize. They gotta, catch the attention, and so that there could be some sort of a war, right? Obviously, NXT is the more established brand, I guess, at this point. So it could benefit Impact, but yeah, I mean, I think AEW could do some bragging there. So
That's some bragging rights. I mean, yeah, they could, but I don't know. We don't know the final decision yet, but I mean, so you rather consider them to be on Tuesdays, or you rather have them on Wednesdays? What would you rather have?
Honestly, I think I would rather it be on Tuesdays. I sometimes, and I guess that's the point of the war, right? I was split between NXT and AEW and watching, which should I watch? But having NXT on Tuesdays and that war happening will bring more intrigue, I feel, for Impact. And so, for me, Tuesdays is fine.
All right. Mr. Killer, what are your thoughts?
Oh, man. I'm telling you right now, nobody should be telling either company that they're a loser, whether it's NXT or AEW, if they move dates. Because if you move dates, you're going to have more viewers, in my opinion. All those people that was watching the other show instead of the other show is going to be watching that show when it's on a date on its own. So, I mean, we're going to see them get a lot more viewers doing this. So I mean, I think that's a good thing. I mean, they shouldn't be saying, "Oh, you lost, you tapped out, y'all over. The war is over." The war's not over. I mean, let's see how many the viewers are. You can go this separate date, you go this separate date, but we're still going to see what the ratings are. You know what I mean? And I think I think both shows are going to do better because if they move dates, I think they'll both do better. I mean, I just feel like that's the way to go. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
Well, I mean, to me, my opinion, I agree. But the only flaw that it will have is, yes, you will have to, now you're going to have more wrestling, Monday Night Raw. And you will have to, you have AEW Dark on YouTube. You've got, you got Impact on Tuesdays as well, alongside Ring of Honor as well. And there's a lot of pro wrestling going to be going around. Yeah. Now, in reference for the demographics, it will even out. But my feeling is that certain, not saying all, just saying certain, will be sort of like, oh, this is too much already. Like, little by little, like, for example, AEW's viewership the last week and this week has gone down lately because it's not just the demographics are still kind of there, but the viewership is no longer there. It's because there's no competition and there's a lot of exhaustion. But we don't know what's going to happen in the future.
But don't you think that the ratings going down was due to Saturday Dynamite or Tuesday or the changing of dates, the Thursday Dynamite?
Yeah, I believe so. I in my opinion, I feel that could be. I mean, that is a reason because of the whole playoff situation. And also right now how they're rushing so much. And
a lot of people didn't even fucking know. The people that didn't know, like me, I didn't know it was coming on that date.
Yeah, because you know how they're rushing everything so quick. And especially now that it's coming up, which we'll discuss later on, all out. It's just coming up already, tomorrow, which is Saturday. So I mean, we'll have to wait and see how it works out in the next couple months, and see how balanced it will look for both shows. But
I do feel like I want to see what's going on Impact more right now than NXT.
Honestly, yes. Because right now, I want to see more Impact because right now the storylines what they have is getting intriguing. Especially, I like the Sami Callihan and RVD got me interested on that one. Even RVD still, when I saw it, the guy looks like he still got it, even though he has a little belly. Well, not a little belly, but you know what I mean. But the guy still moves.
A girl got a girl, you know what I mean?
He got a porn star. So
he's doing fucking good, man.
He's doing great.
He rolls with a fat squad, I gotta say.
He does.
Damn right.
My overall thoughts on this is that, you see, the landscape has really changed a lot, and it used to be the WWE had an automatic advantage back in the 90s. Because you see, USA over here, like Josh wouldn't know this, but the USA is on Channel 8, and that's just regular TV that you can get for free with an antenna that you got from your friends. You put it on top of your TV, position it a certain way, and you get Channel 8 USA. You can't get Channel 17 TNT.
How did I not know that at the time? Jeez.
I did not know either.
Yeah, it was like super ghetto cheating TV when you put it somewhere and position your antennas a certain way. But so for cable, when you got cable going on, you got TNT's only on Channel 17, and you couldn't watch WCW unless you had cable. So, but nowadays we've got the internet and all these different things. And, when it comes to putting wrestling on different days, I'm wondering why some I thought it would be cool if there was wrestling like Monday through Friday. I have a different organization to watch each day of the week would be kind of fun. It could be overwhelming, but kind of like, oh, okay, it's Thursday, there's no wrestling today, or it's Wednesday, there's no wrestling today, or it used to be just SmackDown and Raw. And now I'm just wondering if there's no wrestling organization that wants to jump on like Netflix or Amazon Prime and go with their format, like whenever like a new episode of some show that's released on there comes out.
Yeah. So, but it's almost similar to, like, for example, how Lucha Underground happened the same with them, which, by the way, just give a shout out to Dirty's Heels podcast because they covered that. They covered Lucha House, Lucha Underground. They covered it. So, shout out to you, my boys. Kofi Weaston, Brother Buff, shout out, brothers. So they cover that. So watch, subscribe to their channel. Give the people what they want. But yeah, it's kind of like look at Lucha Underground. It's like when they were on Ray Network. It was a Ray Network, right? Yeah, that's what it's called. Ray Network. It was the same thing with them, but it was just a lot of contractual obligations that were so high demanding that's why Lucha Underground became a downfall. This one didn't work out. But I get what you're saying. It should be like. Should be wrestling Monday through Friday. I agree, should be that way. But it's just there's so much, and not only that, you also have other sports that us as fans, myself personally, I don't think I only love pro wrestling. I love basketball, I love NFL, I like football. I love like Mike. I love UFC too. Like Mike loves MMA, and so it's like other sports we like to see, and it's overwhelming sometimes, but I wouldn't mind seeing that during the week, Monday through Friday, Raw on Monday, Tuesday, let Impact have it, Wednesday, let AEW have it, Thursday should be NXT, Friday SmackDown.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Friday
I like that
SmackDown.
format.
Yeah, Friday SmackDown. Saturday let it be Ring of Honor, or it doesn't matter,
Who was Sunday pay-per-views? Yeah. Who was what Telemundo, was that CMLL or was that AAA?
No, Telemundo was CMML, and
was Psychosis.
Univision was AAA because they're the ones that have the agreement with them, and because Televisa, I believe, owns Univision, but it's just so much right now. Like this is what I love, and obviously the viewers as well, and the fans they love right now. It's the best time to be a professional wrestling fan because there's so much modern professional wrestling to watch.
New Japan is on TV Asahi,
Mm-hmm. I mean, too bad they lost their deal with Access TV. I wish they would have continued it, but it is what it is. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. So we'll see you back in a few minutes. So stay tuned to our special announcement from our, the
captain.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck is hot as hell. The fuck ain't up here? Man, should have really been listening to Circle of Debate.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Circle of Debate podcast. Thank you very much, Captain himself. Appreciate you. So let's go ahead and move on forward. I want to go ahead and move on with NXT. Now, obviously, since we found out last week that Karrion Kross had to vacate the belt due to the shoulder injury, separated shoulder, we still don't know how long he's going to be out, and we have to wait and see what happens on that. But we did, Regal did announce last week Fatal 4-Way 16-man Iron Man match between Adam Cole, Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa. Obviously, the results, we found out it was a tiebreaker between Adam Cole and Finn Balor. So now, next Super Tuesday week, we will see them both battling out for the vacated NXT Championship. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you, Mr. Hero, what were your thoughts about the Fatal 4-Way, and who do you think is going to win between Finn Balor and Adam Cole?
First things first. This is why, we were talking about judges in pro wrestling. This is why we need judges, because I want that hour back. I want that time back. You have a match for a vacated title, and at the end of the match, the title is still vacated. What? I want judges so that these things do not happen. We need change, and hopefully that MJF brings that sort of change to pro wrestling. But about this match, the match itself was good. I'm not going to lie. We saw the talent in these four gentlemen, former NXT champions. And honestly, like last week in the archives, I said that I wanted Finn Balor to win. I still want Finn Balor to win. And honestly, going up against Adam Cole, I feel like Finn has the advantage. So, I might get my wish after all. But I don't know. I just don't. Maybe they did this so that people would tune in or start tuning in on Tuesdays and kind of start getting into that habit. To kind of like a cliffhanger ending. But I'll be watching Tuesday, Super Tuesday, or whatever they're calling it. Finn Balor all the way.
All right. Mr. Killer, your thought about the Fatal 4-Way and now becoming Finn Balor and Adam Cole?
I mean, I agree with Mike on it, man. Like, if you're going to have a match for a vacant title, I want to see a goddamn winner, especially if it's going to be a 60 fucking minute Iron Man matchup. Like with Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, we didn't see a winner, but we went overtime and we got a winner the same night. This going to carry on the next week. That kind of pissed me off a little bit. But I mean, damn, they had it timed perfect, man. It's just crazy how they do that. Like, I mean, I don't know how they do it, but Adam Cole, like with 3 seconds to go, bam, gets the pin, But I mean, I don't like the way they done it, and I wish somebody was in this matchup that hasn't been NXT champion before, because that's more intriguing to see somebody win it that hasn't before. Then you put 4 guys in there that's already won it. I mean, okay, you're gonna win it again. Okay, so now we're down to Balor and Adam Cole. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? In my opinion, I think it's time for Balor to win the title back. I think he's gonna do it. I think there's a reason why he came back to NXT, and I think he's got to fulfill that destiny, and that's winning that NXT title again.
All right, Mr. Steamboat. I want to hear your thoughts about this.
It's something very very of high value. So they want to I could see that they wanted to drag it out a little bit, and we get to see a nice battle of the Bullet Club. This is kind of what we were expecting when we first saw Finn Balor come to NXT. That Bullet Club, Adam Cole versus Finn Balor. Bullet Club past and present. So I think that was the first. That was the first episode of NXT to kick off the Monday Night Wars was when Finn Balor showed up.
Yeah.
After that Adam Cole Matt Riddle match. So this is what we've been waiting for since then. So here we go. We got it. It's on our plate. And we're waiting for it next week. We got our fingers crossed. Battle of Bullet Club. Enjoy the whole thing.
So what do you think about now Finn Balor versus Adam Cole? Who needs to take it out of the way? You go with Finn Balor or you go with Adam Cole next week?
I'm gonna go with Finn. Because he's got that, one of his biggest influences isn't just Jushin Thunder Liger, it's Keishan Liger. So
demon.
So I don't know if we're gonna see the demon again next week. It would be an occasion to bring back the demon, especially for this, especially when you're challenging for a title, So I mean, Balor, if you're listening, bring back the demon. Like, if you're gonna win this title, bring back the demon.
All right. I would like to see that myself. But back to you though, Mr. Steamboat. You said you had a comment in regards to NXT, so I want to hear it. You say you had something to say, or that was the only thing you had to say?
No, I said that's something to say about.
Okay, just wanted to clarify to make sure.
Yeah. It's saying something. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but definitely. I mean, stay tuned for NXT next week. We will give our thoughts about who will be the new champion when it comes to Adam Cole and Finn Balor. We're all here, still have our votes for Finn, for Finn to win it, and hopefully we see the demon. You never know if we see the demon incarnated. Oh man, that'll be something we haven't seen in a long time in NXT. So we're looking forward to seeing that. So let's go ahead and move forward with before we move forward to NXT. My apologies. I wanted to go ahead and bring this up right quick that got me intrigued. Obviously, we found out that Mark Ronaldo is no longer in WWE. He parted ways due to his other commitments that he wanted to, do for himself. I know he's still a Bellator. He's not going anywhere. He's still going to be doing Showtime boxing. It's more of his mother, so he's more back in British Columbia doing more with, more with his mother. And it's unfortunate because Mark Ronaldo is, for me, Ronaldo was like the next JR. And he was a voice of NXT, and I'm going to miss him very dearly. And it's unfortunate that he left, and, best futures endeavors, for Mark. And I'm hoping he'd come back. But now we have Wade Barrett. He, made his first appearance in NXT this past week, announcing not too bad for he's doing great at NWA Power, which he was doing great on it, and now that he is on NXT, there's already in the works of signing him full time as a commentator, not an in-ring performer. He might be doing NXT UK, which is we don't know if it's going to happen or not, but he might be the replacement for Mark Rollo. And it might be just Vic Joseph, Mark Rollo, and Beth Phoenix for the NXT USA commentary. We don't know about the UK yet. And my biggest question is, where the hell is Nigel? Nigel McGuinness, he's still on furlough. We still don't know where the hell is he. So I don't know why WWE is not, I'm assuming maybe they're saving him for the NXT UK commentary for him to be the lead, but we don't know yet. So I wanted to ask your thoughts, Mr. Killer, your thoughts about Wade Barrett joining in as a commentator, and what do you see in the future for Wade Barrett? Do you like his commentating? Give me your thoughts about him.
I love his commentating, man. I caught a little bit of it during the Fatal 4-Way matchup when Adam Cole came out. He's like, this guy's got a lot going for him already. I can see the black armband with the gold on it. The throwback right there to the Knicks is just a shout out right there. But he can be a baby face on commentary, and he can also be that antagonizer. You know what I mean? He can be the heel commentator if he really wanted to, and that's what he needs to be. That's what NXT is missing. We need to see somebody root for the fucking heels on commentary to win, to go back and forth with the babyface commentators. And I think Wade Barrett can do that. And I'm glad to see him back in this position. I'm glad to see him back in NXT because he is an NXT original. He was there when it started, when the letters NXT started in WWE. I mean, this is the first one. So, I mean, in the first class. So, why not? Why not? And I do want to see him wrestle again. I definitely want to see him wrestle again. But I love it. Yeah, I love it.
All right, Mr. Hero, your thoughts about Wade Barrett?
Well, let me just say that I feel that it was a huge loss in commentary for WWE. Dare I say that Mauro was the best commentator they've ever had. He not only does boxing, he does MMA, he does pro wrestling. And excuse my children here.
It's okay.
And it sucks that I feel they disagree with me.
I think they
do. No, and you know what? I don't know what happened between him and JBL or whatever, but screw JBL for being a bully and all this and that. He was on SmackDown, if I remember correctly. Yes. He was on his way to being the voice of SmackDown or maybe even the voice of WWE. I don't know. There's something about his voice that I like hearing commentating about. He's a natural, and I would much rather hear him than Michael Cole. Geez Louise, that guy's
damn right. You're
round
damn
of
right.
applause for that, ladies and gentlemen. That's definitely.
But Wade, looking onto the future with Wade Barrett, it's almost a full circle thing here.
That's right.
The winner of the first season of NXT, the leader of the Nexus. I'd like to
see him come back and wrestle for a little bit like Drew McIntyre did, and I'd like to see Wade win the NXT World Title at least once. I mean, since he's an OG, like why not? They go back to commentating.
It only makes sense. Yeah, of course. He's not old. He's not, retired from what I know. So make it happen,
Yeah, like whoever's the champion at the time, they could be trying to bully the commentator, and then Wade Barrett just steps up, and then that feud starts. And the next thing you know, bam, he's the champion again. Don't even have to give him a long reign. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, he would make a very believable NXT champion, in my opinion, heel or face. So,
and he could start like a new version of Nexus in NXT.
Watch him be the leader of Retribution. Oh,
I must say,
it might be coming.
I must say, because
you heard it here first.
I only recently heard the New Japan, like Mauro Ranallo, do commentary in New Japan, and that was pretty exciting. I think something about his delivery is just always very like dialed in. It's like, oh my god, you know.
He's a
Yeah,
natural.
Where's Morrow going to end up, y'all think? Because I don't know.
He's not going to AEW. That's for a fact. We know that for a fact. Impact could pick him up. Maybe even New Japan.
Pro Wrestling,
no, it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. But I think right now what's going on is more he's focused on his mother right now because that's why he went back to British Columbia, and it's just a lot of grievance, and he's just praying that for the best. But I mean, by the sounds of it, by reading every reports to it, it looks like it's bad. So I think that's the reason why he kind of wanted to keep his mindset off of that. And remind you that he has bipolarism, so he fights that as well.
Yeah,
so it's
the bipolar rock and roller.
Yeah, so it's hard for him, and it would be a tough loss, which we're not saying that at all. But it's just something that it's overwhelming for him. And for him to do weekly basis NXT, it's difficult because family comes first. So I think I'm glad that he went. Yeah, absolutely, and I'm glad that he did that. Mutually, and I'm hoping to see him back because he is the voice of NXT, and the crowd loves him. Mama mia! So he's like, man, and the guy's a fucking natural, man. He is an ex-JR for me in my books. I think the one who could. He's the one he's the one next to JR. It was, for me, I could go back to the old school days. I will say Gorilla Monsoon with Bobby Heenan or Jesse the Body Ventura with JR and Jerry Lawler to Moralo. And I like Moralo and Nigel McGuinness or Moralo with Corey Graves or Moralo with Beth Phoenix. I love it. Or he could be by himself. He could pull it off. The guy's natural. He kills it in Bellator. He kills it in boxing. Man, so much natural attributes that this gentleman has. So we're gonna miss you, man. I'm gonna, here as fans, we're gonna miss you, Morano. Hopefully you come back and pray for you the best, brother. And for Wade Barrett, I'm looking forward to see more of his career in NXT, and we'll see where it goes. He should be in the USA, not in the UK. Let Nigel. Hopefully they bring Nigel back. I love Nigel as a commentator. He kills it in Ring of Honor. He killed it in Ring of Honor. So why not bring him back and have him in an NXT UK? If he's stuck in the UK, have him for UK. Let him be the lead commentator. The hell, let him have it. But I do miss him as well in the NXT USA. But we'll tune in. Don't forget NXT UK is coming back September 17th. So just make sure you keep an eye on that on the WWE Network, ladies and gentlemen. So. Moving on with that, let's go ahead and move on with Dynamite. Dynamite, obviously, it was the pre of what's going to happen tomorrow night, which is the all-out pay-per-view. Obviously, we saw the debut of Thunder Rosa, debuting on Dynamite, defeating Serena Deeb. She looks good in the ring. I like how she looks. Just little tweaks in there. I guess it's been a while for her, wrestling, which it shouldn't be because she should have been wrestling in Japan already, but I don't have no idea. So, your thoughts, Mr. Hero, about Thunder Rosa? And, you like her in-ring abilities? Or, is this the first time you see her in a ring?
First time. Yeah, first time seeing her. I like the half face paint going on there. Kind of, Dia de los Muertos sort of thing going. Mm-hmm. It's very eye-catching. And I more than anything, I feel I like this concept of champions crossing over, I was talking with my girlfriend about this, that we don't know what the outcome of the match is going to be. How do you make both and I guess it's for the AEW championship,
right?
Women's championship. So how do you book this to make both champions look strong? NWA is sending their champion, and I can only assume that AEW is going to probably send somebody over to their side, and I can't help but wonder who that is. So, you have a crossover. You have it's interesting to see that, you know, companies working together, and you know, so this is hopefully the start of something like that. And as far as her in-ring ability, it's good. You know, it's solid. I'm looking forward to the match between her and Hikaru Shida. You know, let's see what happens.
All right, Mr. Killer, your thoughts about Thunder Rosa?
I love it. I love her. I love her. Her whole gimmick. I mean, like before, man. I said when I first saw her, I thought she was Rosemary. I thought she was Rosemary, man. I mean, I really did. Like for the longest time, I thought they was the same person. Just because the face paint, I guess. I don't know that, and the name, like, you know, but yeah. I want to see more of this. Like, what is the NWA doing here? They're allowing their women's champion to come over. We see Ricky Starks. Is Ricky Starks? He's a free agent. Is he signed with AEW exclusively, or is he with NWA still, just working for
AEW, only AEW exclusive.
Okay. Okay, we got the women's champion going on here, and I feel like she's gonna I feel like she's gonna lose. If she wasn't gonna lose, then I feel like they would have put the NWA women's title on the line.
Right.
Then again, you know, I mean, AEW is like not like WWE. It is unpredictable. Anything could happen. We could have somebody come out, interfere in this matchup, and you know, still make them both look good somehow. Something could happen. There's a million different ways out of this to make them both look good. And, you know, either way, I think it could be one of those situations where we see, like we seen with Cody and Darby, like we see them fight each other and they beat the hell out of each other, and then they both come out looking good. That's probably what's going to happen, I think. But yeah, I want to see more of this NWA and AEW relationship. I want to see the NWA World's Champion, you know, come on to AEW, and let's see him come on back to AEW. Maybe we see a little rematch with Cody, or maybe we see the match with John Moxley or something. You know, we just see these big fights. Let's come on, NWA. Let's get it popping.
All right. I love it, Mr. Steamboat. Your thoughts?
I must say, especially, you guys should definitely check out Thunder Rosa's YouTube channel. You kind of get an inner look about what it's like for a wrestler who wrestles for multiple promotions, kind of goes in and out. You know, you kind of got to see a little bit of that with Sammy Guevara's YouTube channel, but you got to see like kind of the inner workings of, so Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, Thunder Rosa actually recently won that title. She defeated Maki Ito for one of their titles over there at TJPW. And TJPW is the sister promotion of DDT, who Kenny Omega is heavily involved with. And DDT also trades, you know, wrestlers with AEW. And DDT, yes, you know, has all of their people, of course, Kenny and Riho, and, you know, all those Riho. So back and forth. So, and then Yuka Sakazaki also is with TJPW. So Thunder Rosa, you know, I also loved her in NWA Power. She had a lot of great work there. She has a really cool finisher, and I love how that belt looks. So maybe seeing a title change here would have more reason for, you know, interpromotional matches to happen. Because, I mean, we had Jericho Tanahashi, but that door got closed right away when Jericho went over Tanahashi, when Jericho defeated him with the Walls of Jericho. Because, you know, we could have seen maybe Tanahashi compete for that AEW title shot. But, you know, we didn't get to see that. But now, you know, that door is kind of open again.
I mean, I wouldn't say that was the cause of it. It's honestly really more about New Japan. They don't really kind of want to affiliate themselves. They're very traditional. They stick with Ring of Honor or CMML. Like, they have those two cross promotions. That's why they have what's the event every year that they have? What is the name? What is it called? They always have it at Madison Square Garden. G1 Supercard, I believe it's called.
And there's also the invasion. War of Worlds. War of
Worlds. Yes, they have those two events, which is either CMML and Ring of Honor and New Japan. So that's, you know, obviously New Japan been doing cross promotion for a very long time, and this is now the first time within the states that we see AEW and NWA cross promotion. So I agree with Mike and Josh on this. I would love to see more cross promotion because we haven't seen it in the States. Two companies within the States in a long time since the territory era. So we haven't really seen that in a very long time. So this is going back to the 70s, to late 60s, early 70s era. With the Jim Crockett promotions or the Memphis territory, all that, trading off, talent. So I'm looking forward to see.
This is champions in particular because I gotta say MJF was on MLW appearing on AEW.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yes, very true. But like how Josh said, and how Mike said as well, this should be a very tough match, and I think they're both going to go over. And obviously, we know who's going to win. I'm going to go with, Hikaru to win that one, to retain. But it's going to look Thunder Rosa look great in that match, and I'm hoping they pull it off and make it look good for their promotions themselves. Because then that's how the chemistry and the relationship will build. Like, oh, hell yeah, Like, why not then bring in Nick Aldis, have him versus AEW's champion, John Moxley. Or it could be MJF. We don't know yet. We don't know. We will get to that right now soon.
I have my fingers crossed for this. This is going to be kind of hard, what with the travel bans. Well, not travel bans, but like how hard immigration – DQ with Maki Ito.
Oh my God! If she comes to AEW, it'll be so fucking awesome. But I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Kenny Omega, you know how to, your routes. You know how to do it. Call him up. Tell him. Send her to me now. But please do not screw her over in AEW. But okay, moving forward with that. Now let's go ahead and move forward. I just want to bring this out right quick. It wasn't just the FTR and Adam Page and Kenny Omega segment. It looks like who's gonna go heel on this? Because I don't know. I'm not quite sure if you guys saw the BTE episode where there was a segment when Kenny Omega was in the car, after the whole Hangman's incident, and he was looking, fixing his dashboard mirror. Went back on with the cleaner glasses. So it was like it's giving a teaser that Kenny Omega might go back to the cleaner as a heel. But so let me ask you this. I'll go with you, Mr. Killer. He has your glasses on. You're the cleaner one right there.
The aviators, baby.
The aviators, baby. Who do you see going heel? Kenny or Adam Page?
I mean, I think we've been seeing it be teased for a long time now with Omega, like a long time. It's like off and on, off and on. Bring the fucking cleaner back already, or fucking do something, or shut up and turn Adam, turn Adam fucking heel. I mean, what the fuck is going on here, man? I mean, it's pissing me off, man. Like, it's like if, 1 week they tease turn him heel, and then the next week he's good again, and then it goes again. Like, just fucking do it already.
Pull the trigger.
We want the goddamn cleaner. That's what I want. I want the Terminator, Kenny. I want the motherfucking cleaner. I'm tired of this fucking bullshit. When he signed with AEW, we thought we was going to get the motherfucker that was New Japan Pro Wrestling's greatest wrestler. And what have we got? Fucking tag team wrestler that doesn't he deserves to be in a tag team wrestling, yeah, but he should be in the main event. He should be taken seriously. He should be the Kenny Omega that we saw as IWGP World's Heavyweight Champion. I want to see Omega turn heel. Who do I think is going to turn heel? I think it's got to be Omega. It's got to be Omega. Why would they keep teasing us just to piss us the fuck off? I don't think AEW is that type of company. Just keep teasing us to piss us off. I think they're going to give us what we want.
Please, they don't tease.
They've done so much teasing. It's like, damn it, man. Damn it. Stop the teasing and just do it already.
Pull the trigger.
It's pissing me off. Is it not pissing y'all off? Do it. If you're going to do it.
Stop the teasing and start pleasing. There you
go. We want to see we want to see the broom. We want to see the broom. We want to see the motherfucking cleaner.
We want to see the cleaner. All right, Mr. Hero, what do you see? Who's going to go heel?
Honestly, I'm thinking Adam Page, but kind of, what Josh said right now kind of makes me want to see the cleaner, man. You know, because I mean, I didn't see Kenny Omega in New Japan, so the exposure I've had to him right now is just AEW, and all I've really seen him as is just a tag team champion, right? And I've heard all sorts of things about great matches here and there. So that's what I want to see, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. I'm American audiences are going to want to see the cleaner and the aviator glasses and whatnot. So hey, hopefully, right? Hopefully, the people get what they want, and even those that don't know it yet, but they're going to want it. And I hope it's great. I hope it lives up.
All right, Mr. Steamboat, your thoughts?
Regardless of who goes heel, these titles are going to drop this weekend. It's about time. It's about time for those titles to come off of them. Long overdue. Somebody else, like that way. The logical place that this is going to go is that Kenny and Adam drop these titles to FTR. FTR go, and then it's FTR versus Young Bucks at Full Gear is what's going to head to. That's the best place for it to head. And then regardless of like Kenny and Adam could go back to doing singles stuff, and both could take out their aggression on the inner circle, whichever way they choose, on the baby faces, on the heels, beat everybody up, go crazy. Yeah, pull that trigger. I agree with Josh. Pull the trigger on the cleaner. Unleash him.
Damn right. Do it already. Fucking do it. Why? I don't think AEW is the type of company to keep pissing people off. I really don't.
Do the clap. Do the clap. Do the clap. There you go.
Yeah, I could hear it now.
Yep. And just dye that hair back to grayish hair, get rid of the blonde, and go back to the cleaner, original style.
Now, let me tell you something, Kenny Omega, if you're listening. I was rocking the aviators and had a toothpick in my mouth and throwing up the too sweet way before you was. You know what I mean? So, yeah. All three of those together I was doing first.
And also now, the last but not least, we finally see the aggression, the ruthless aggression from MJF. Obviously, we saw what happened with Moxley, beating his attorney up, which we all know who, Smart Mark is from, Major Figure Wrestling Podcast. We know who you are, buddy. I love how you host the show for Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. So I love it. I'm a big fan of you guys' podcast. So the outcome, obviously, Wardlow came in, beat the shit out of Moxley. Here comes MJF, and then puts the ring on and hits him, makes him bleed. And then the one thing that camera people, they need to learn how to be a video. You can hear when Moxley tells MJF, "Go fucking nuts." It's like, oh my God, you just gave yourself up. Like, what are you doing?
The microphone was too close.
It was too close to the microphone. It would go fucking nuts. And you see MJF going crazy, has his blood all over him. And, I'm looking forward to seeing tomorrow, All Out. So, Mr. Hero, what the hell were your thoughts about this segment?
You talk too much. In the words of Botchmania. No, this is a proper main event. And I'll be honest that from hearing the MJF challenge the first time around, when that happened, I thought to myself, man, this match that they're gonna have seems so far away, and it's already gonna be tomorrow. Yeah, I feel like this feud just flew by, and I would have wanted to see, I don't know, the build-up kind of left me wanting more, more build-up, or maybe they're gonna have another match after this, or we'll see. But I'm still looking forward to it. I'm hoping if I was a betting man, I would bet for MJF to get that title. You know, I think I think it's time for someone that's not a WWE or a former WWE guy to hold that title. They need the originals. They need the homegrown talent to hold on to that thing. And MJF is the right guy. He's got the momentum, undefeated in 2020. So pull the trigger on that. You know, do it.
All right, Mr. Steamboat, your thoughts?
100% agree with Mike, and especially if you have the title on somebody like MJF, you could build so many baby faces off of him, you know, off of just feuding with him. You know, that it's the chase that's really like the best part, you know, like whoever, whatever, like good guys could go into the feud with them. You know, they take the title off of MJF after like a 5 or 6 month reign, and then, you know, everybody's waiting. It's like, oh, this guy, you know. And MJF really looks up to guys like Greg the Hammer Valentine and Roddy Piper. So, you know, we're hopefully we see something like on that level like tomorrow. So,
all right, Mr. Killer, your thoughts?
I mean, great minds think alike again, man. I gotta go with MJF, man. I think that he is the AEW's version of a young Randy Orton. I want to see him become the youngest AEW World Heavyweight Champion. I mean, if anybody's ever going to do it, it needs to be him. The cocky heel. The motherfucker is, like Jim Cornette said, a young Roddy Piper. And, I mean, I want to see him do this. I want to see him win that title, become the youngest champion, and be able to brag about that for years and years to come. I mean, so, yeah, Moxley, he's already passed Jericho's reign, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he has.
He's now the longest running. So it's about time.
It's fine. It's about time. You're damn right. It's about time. Let's see MJF take the championship.
All right. So let's go ahead and now let's talk about AEW All Out pay-per-view card, obviously, which is tomorrow night. Make sure to tune in. Obviously, they're going to have the countdown on their YouTube channel, and don't forget it's going to be on pay-per-view. 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. So let's go ahead down the card. Shall we? So we got Britt Baker versus Big Swole in a Tooth versus Nail match. We got Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara, a broken match. Broken brilliance. But we'll see how that turns out to be. Also, we have Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks, which I'm looking forward to seeing that. We also have the Dork Order. Well, no, I can't call them no more. They're a Dark Order, man. They got a title. Fuck it, all right. Versus Coco, versus obviously Matt Cardona. The natural disasters or nightmares. Natural nightmares. Yeah, and then Scorpio Sky. Why the hell are they splitting SCU away from Scorpio Sky? What the hell's going on there? I'm really pissed off about that. And obviously we have
I think Scorpio wanted to go out on his own too.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it personally. But, then we have the 21-man Casino Battle Royale. Then we also have Hikaru Shida versus Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's Championship. We also have how we mentioned earlier, the AEW Tag Team Championships, Kenny Omega and Adam Page versus FTR. Then we have Jericho and Orange Cassidy in a Mimosa Mayhem match. And the main event, obviously, MJF versus Jon Moxley for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Gentlemen, you guys you're excited more for the main event, obviously, if I'm correct. But
yep.
The rest of the card, what are your thoughts? What do you see? I mean, the outcome of this pay-per-view, and which one will be the most shocking one, of which it should be the main event, right? So I'll go back to you, Mr. Hero. What are your thoughts?
I can't help but wonder if any of these are going to be cinematic, since they're themed in a very unique way, like the broken match and the mimosa match. Like what? I don't know how that's all gonna go, but I mean, I'm trusting AEW that, and honestly, it sounds like a solid card. I'm actually looking forward to this event from start to finish. Really, even the Casino Battle Royale and whatnot. And is there a prize that comes from winning this?
The winner gets a shot at the AEW Championship.
There you go. It doesn't get any better than that. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm honestly, other than the main event, I'm really looking forward to Sammy and Matt Hardy.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm looking for that, Mr. Killer. What are you looking for of this pay-per-view card?
I'm looking forward, as we all look forward to that main event. But yeah, the Casino Battle Royal, I agree with Mike. I mean, we don't know who might show up there. I mean, they could have a surprise, right?
Exactly, you're right.
Yeah, and then for a title shot, I mean, I'm most looking forward to the Casino Battle Royal. And then I have to say, with Sammy and Matt Hardy, I feel like they're going to pull something off good.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely with you on that. Mr. Steamboat, what are your thoughts?
The tag team is going to be a big deal.
Your brother's tag team? Matt Cardona?
Long Island. Once again, I'm making the joke. I've never been there. No, but for FTR versus Hangman and Omega, I know there's going to be a lot going on with that, especially Kenny Omega's history with the Golden Lovers tag team, because I know tag team wrestling means a lot to him as well. Even to the extent he had one of the most amazing runs as a singles wrestler, but we forget how important tag team wrestling is to him, because if he wasn't a big singles performer, and if it was up to Kenny, if ever the whole wrestling world was in his hands, he would just be wrestling with Kota Ibushi again if he could be. But it's not Kota Ibushi, it's Hangman Adam Page.
Right.
And Adam Page, it's to him, he's the way they're telling the storyline is that the tag team titles is like a consolation prize in the eyes of Hangman Page because he lost to Jericho, But to FTR, the tag team titles are the top of the heap. They're the top prize. FTR and Tully, they want Tully Blanchard. They want that to be the number one prize. Tag team wrestling is everything to those guys, the whole world. It's a way of life. It's air that they breathe. So, that's what I'm looking forward to, that as well as the main event.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward with the women's championship. I want to see Thunder Rosa and Hikaru, what they're gonna do. I'm looking forward of seeing the Sammy and Matt Hardy. I think Matt Hardy's gonna put over Sammy in a great way, and he has done so far. I'm looking forward for the tag team championship as well. But yeah, obviously the main event is the one what's going to happen. Is Moxley retaining or he's losing? So that's going to be a very interesting. And would this be, I think we discussed it in our archives probably before, but remind me, would this be MJF if he wins, will be the youngest for his age? Am I right? Overall, he'll be younger than, he'll beat Randy Orton's record, right? If we're talking about
overall.
How
old is he now? I thought he's about to be 25 or 25. Or is he younger than that?
I think he's 24.
I think he's 20. Well, no, wait.
Randy Orton won it at 24.
Yeah. If MJF is 23, then that'll be amazing. Then he'll be the first.
MJF is 24, March 15th, 1996.
Never mind. Yeah, too late.
No.
He could have. If this would have happened a year ago, he could have done it.
Well, he's the youngest for AEW.
He's still going to be the youngest. Yeah, he's still going to be the youngest for AEW. So
that's fine for AEW. But imagine overall in professional wrestling sport, he would have been the youngest champion. Shit.
They should have done it. Pull the trigger.
Yeah, you gotta look into all the other promotions. This is who all the youngest guys were.
Yeah, right. Well, that tops it up right here, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you guys tuning in to episode 18 here on the Circle to Make podcast. And stay tuned this Sunday as we're gonna go ahead and do our top 5 dream factions, and also we're gonna do the following Sunday. I think that is, we'll do. You know what? Next Sunday we'll do our top best finishers of all time. Top 5 best finishers from best finishing moves of all time from any promotion. Which one was your favorite finishing move of the whole time, of all time? And so I'm looking forward to discuss about that in the following Sunday. But stay tuned this Sunday for the top 5 dream factions. And also don't forget to tune in next week for episode 19 as we give our thoughts about AEW All Out card of the results. And obviously what's going on in the pro wrestling world, Raw, NXT, SmackDown. We will give you more on that. So once again, this is your host, IBC the Devious One, alongside with the beater of all beaters. His brother going to compete tomorrow, Cardona, Steamboat. Steve. I don't know.
Riddle
me this, riddle me that. He is a killer man. He is a Kellerman of all time, which is Matthew Steamboat. And we also have the social media killer. He's your carrying cross of the circle debate here. That is reputation killer, Josh Horton. And we also have the I am a real American. Fight for your right for everything. There you go. With the 12-inch pythons, Mike Lopez, ladies and gentlemen. Saying to you guys, good night, salud, buenas noches, and we'll see you on Sunday and next Friday.